Oh!
Hello and welcome to Retro 500, where I take a look at a retro game in 500 words. Give or take 10%. Let's go. In 1996, gamers entered the world of survival horror for the very first time with the release of Resident Evil on the PS1. In 1997, we entered the world again with the Director's Cut edition, and again with the DualShock version, complete with its clown fart-encrusted soundtrack.
Hey, what's going on?
It was a bountiful biohazard harvest over at Camp Sony, but Sega fans weren't entirely left out thanks to the interesting port of Resident Evil on the Saturn.
Biohazard.
I'm playing the Japanese release here as the auto-aim feature has been left intact, and trust me, playing Resident Evil 1 without auto-aim is rough. I can't read Japanese, but I've played Jill's scenario enough times to be able to bumble my way through mostly unscathed. As for Chris, well, I don't play as Chris. Oh. Saturn FMVs are known for their crustier image quality, and that applies here. But the good news is that the intro cutscene is uncensored, so we get to see Chris Redfield smoking a shiggy. Once the gang enters the Spencer mansion, the graphical differences become immediately apparent. Everyone looks a little chunkier, with a healthy glow to the skin. The latter being partly due to the Saturn's more primitive lighting system. For the most part, I like the appearance of the new models, but the higher contrast textures can look a bit grainy at times. Additionally, the textures for a lot of the game's 3D assets weren't adjusted for the new lighting system, making many of them appear extremely dark, especially the Jill sandwich door, which looks almost black.
Hurry! This way!
The Saturn does its usual shite job handling transparencies, with dithered meshes appearing throughout the game. It's not too bad in some cases, but at other times, I feel like a fully opaque texture would have looked just as good. They did manage to make the character shadows look transparent, which saves a mild headache.
Jill, have you found anything interesting?
So, what else sets this apart from the PlayStation version? I'll tell you what, one exclusive Barry Burton alternate take.
That was close. Thanks, Barry.
Don't mention it. What a monster. I can't believe. What the hell is this place anyway?
I have no idea why they used this, as it sounds like an outtake, lacking that high-quality Barry Burton delivery.
Hey, you! Stop! Run, Jill! He's insane!
There's also a new enemy called the Tick, which is essentially a reskin of the Hunter and appears in their place throughout the underground area. They're apparently deadlier than Hunters, but I never let them get close enough to find out. The standout feature in this port is Battle Mode, a precursor to the Mercenaries-style minigames from later entries. You need to clear out all the monsters in a set number of rooms using a limited loadout. It also contains two unique enemies, Zombie Wesker and the Golden Tyrant, neither of which are as scary as they seem. I've never really enjoyed these sorts of modes, but you might have fun with it.
Is that Jill?
Is that voice Enrico's?
Yeah?
You're alive!
Wait there! Are you with anybody, Jill?
I'd file the Saturn version of Resident Evil under Curiosity. If the battle mode was a bit more fleshed out, with more rewards for better scores like in Resident Evil 3, it could potentially be the best version of the non-director's cut release. Regardless, it's still Resident Evil, and if you want an extremely solid survival horror game with the best voice acting ever for your Sega Saturn...
I'm sorry, Jill.
I didn't know that was going to happen.
You could do worse. Not that you have much choice. Hey, thanks so much for watching this episode of Retro 500. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider doing us a like, maybe even a subscribe. You can also touch my bell, if you fancy it. If there's anything that you feel that I missed, let me know down in the comments and we will have a chat about it. But until next time, take care and goodbye.